Hi everyone, welcome to another video. So today I'm going to do a slightly harder yoga class than I did in my previous video. Had a few people saying they'd like something more challenging. Many of us are in lockdown at the moment. I'm not going to be offering the easy progressions this time. It's just really going to be a workout. Look after yourself. Remember, there's so many different classes on YouTube. There's so many different options available for you to have a workout. And this is just my little humble offering. Hopefully you enjoy it. Give me some feedback. However, let's get started. We're going to start straight away in 4-point kneeling. I like to start by mobilizing my spine. Always though, have a solid base. Press down through your hands, push the floor away so you're solid through the shoulder blades. Now we'll start by moving the spine. We're going to tuck the tail under and notice as I lift it back up again, I'm starting to create very subtle yet controlled movements of the pelvis. And by doing that, I'm going to learn and be able to isolate my lower back a little bit more readily. When you've done that a few times, lift the tailbone a little bit more and start to arch the back down, creating an intersegmental controlled downward press. As you make that arch down, keep the belly pulled in. Finish your inhale as you gently look forward. As you exhale, start from the tailbone again. So pull the tailbone under it as if tucking a tail through your legs. Start to lift the lower back. Feel the ripple run up through the rib cage. Open your shoulder blades. Let the chin tuck gently as you look through. That's your exhale. A couple more times. Inhale. So sometimes I'm going to be breathing a little bit more fast and sometimes the breath will be a little more slow. And from having observed and participated in so many classes, I really want you to understand that breath is very unique. Feel free not to follow me when you feel that I'm too fast or too slow. Feel free to take extra breaths whenever you need to. But basically, I'm just guiding you through some movements, but you place your own stamp. Yoga's not about us all looking the same, but rather you finding the shape that makes your body feel free, yet still stable. Exhale one last time, feel the ripple, one bone at a time. It's actually an abdominal exercise to separate and move and mobilize each one of those bones. On your next inhale, maybe shift your hands a little wider, tuck your toes, dog pose. Dog pose, hands are wide, broaden your upper back by spinning your armpits slightly toward each other. Lift your tailbone, elongate your spine. Let the head relax. Either march through your heels by pressing one down gently or feel free just to stay still. Sometimes I like just to be still and explore the body. So this is my morning body. What's your morning body like? Take a deep breath in. Notice where you can relax a little bit without losing control. So that's stira and sukha, the idea that you have control and strength without being rigid and locked. So as you breathe, notice the back of the knees. So if you're locking and pushing back through the knees, there's too much tightness, an element of softness. Inhale, come to a high push-up. So remember today's a little bit more advanced and I'm not going to be offering the modifications. That's up for you. But pull the belly in, push the shoulders away. You're in a high push-up. Breath in, lift the tail, push back to dog pose as you exhale. Inhale, do that again. So zip the front line of your body, groin, belly button, breastbone, center of neck, chin and nose. That's the front midline. Exhale, lift the tail. Pull back as if you're being tugged by a thread. Tailbone, length of your spine, back of the neck, up and through the crown of the head. Last one to come forward and hold, lower to a low push-up. Belly lifts. All you do is bend the elbows, maybe 90 degrees. Exhale, press back up and push back to dog. Do that 7, 8, 9 times more. So work with your breath right now. You can use a 4 breath. Inhale, exhale, or you can use a 2 breath. Inhale, forward and down. Exhale, up and back. And this is a nice, beautiful way of starting to create some warmth in your body. It's good to be warm. It's good to have your heater on. When you're practicing your yoga, the body will be more forgiving. But lift through the core as you lower yourself down. Don't worry if you go all the way. Even baby ones are fine as well when you're developing your strength. However, as I said earlier, not offering the regressions today. too much talk. Go for 3 more. Whatever that feels like for you. So get strong in the core, strong in your arms as you push, long through the hamstrings and calves. 2 more. Lock through your core, keeping that head lifted. Press back. Hopefully your body's a little bit warmer. This is your last one. Feel free to sit in your dog pose if you're there already. Otherwise, make your way to dog. Set your feet, set your hands, breath. Exhale. So we're trying to have a steady breath, even when we go fast and when we go slow. So you can have a steady, faster breath. You can have a steady, slower breath. And that's really interesting. Attending classes, the speed of the breath, sometimes when it was fast, I used to get stressed until I discovered that I can be steady when I'm fast or steady when I'm slow. Bring your feet together and take your right leg high in there as you breathe in. Bend the knee, open the hip and play. Do whatever it is that feels good for you. A sense of freedom as you move, a sense of looseness, but still keeping the stability and the strength through the shoulders. Straighten the leg as you inhale, step it to a lunge. Bring yourself to your fingertips and crawl yourself through. It's like you're doing up dog here, yeah? So inhale, pull yourself through. Exhale, lift your hip. Press back like we did from our dog pose, yeah? So the tailbone high. 2 more. Inhale. Let your body weight come forward. Exhale. Lift your hips. Take your weight back. 1 more. Inhale as you come forward. Exhale as you go back. Come forward and lift your right arm. So take a big twist and look up. As you exhale, the hand touches, back heel spins. You have a breath to lift to warrior 2, and then the exhale, set and sink down nice and low. Push through your feet as you lift up, so legs are strong. Exhale, bend the front knee, sink to whatever warrior feels good for you. 2 more. Inhale as you lift. Exhale, sink with strength. 1 more. Inhale. I like to lift sometimes and even look up for balance. Exhale, hold it low. Back hand touches your leg, front arm twists. Take a breath in. Follow that hand as you make a great big arc. Place your hands on the floor as you exhale. Lift the heel and pause. Right leg up in there as you breathe in. Come to that high push-up. Put the top of your right foot on the floor. Low push-up. Engage your core. Pull yourself through. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Lift your core. Finish the inhale. Lift your hips. Dog pose. Exhale. Left leg in there as you breathe in. Bend the left knee. Open the hip as you exhale. Be free again. Explore. How does that feel for your leg? How does that feel for your hip? Straighten the leg as you inhale. Take a giant step to lunge. Come to your fingertips again. So when you come through, it's like up dog, yeah? So pull from the shoulder blades. Draw and open the collarbones. Lift the tailbone. It's like you're going back to dog, but you straighten the front leg as you exhale. Claw forward as you inhale. Back leg strong. Exhale, lift your hips. Press back. Good. Inhale as you come forward. And then as you exhale, release. When you come forward this time, lunge deeply, lift your left arm up, take a big breath for a twist. Left hand down, spin your back heel, push through your back leg as you lift to warrior 2. Bend your front knee as you exhale. Good. Inhale, lift. Spin your gaze, maybe forward, maybe up. Exhale, sink. 2 more. So the back leg is as strong as you can make it. So keep that back leg really locked. Push through the back heel. 1 more as you inhale, lift. Exhale, pause and hold. Back hand down. Lift your front arm. It's like a great big rainbow across the ceiling. Exhale, plant your hand, spin the back heel and pause. Left leg in the air as you breathe in. Be strong. Exhale, high push-up. So tuck your elbows to the back of your body. Come to the top of your left foot, halfway down, or maybe not halfway down. Open your chest as you breathe in. Thighs are lifted. Exhale, press back. You're getting warm. Take 2 breaths. So the breath is in through the nose, out through the nose. And the Ujjayi breath is like you're breathing out to fog a window. And it makes a nice subtle sound. And if you're an auditory person, you can start to listen to your breath as a form of meditation and a form of method rather to keep you calm. Take your right leg in there again as you inhale. Bend the knee, open the hip just for 1 long exhale. Stretch it up, squeeze your right glutes, step to a lunge as you exhale. One time. So lunge deeply as you breathe in. Lift the hips, rock back, tuck your chin as you exhale. Lunge, right arm in the air, twist. Exhale, spin to warrior, 2 legs. Lift on the breath in, bend the front knee. We're here again. Once again, lift up. It's like strong, straight legs with triangle. Last one though, hold it low. Take your front arm, back arm down, front arm up as you inhale. This time half moon. So plant your right hand in line with your toes for more strength. Lift your top arm if you want to and push your chest to the right side. So you're really lifting and opening it up. So the whole back of your body is as if it was on a wall, and the whole front of your body is as if it was on a wall. Take a breath in, lift that top leg a little higher, spin your hands to the floor, come to your fingertips, you're in a standing split. So lift that back leg up as high as you can, be really strong, feel that right hamstring. Start to bend your standing leg, spin your hands back like you're doing arrow, and gently step on your exhale to a nice long lunge. Inhale, lift your arms up, maybe go back if that feels good for your body. Exhale, come forward. So the back bending is for your hip flexor, not your back. Inhale, lift up. If you feel it in your back, you probably don't need it. Exhale, lift the arms higher, feel the shoulder blades engage. One more inhale. Exhale, hands to the down and pause. Right leg in the air. Breath in. High push up, low push up again. Lock through the core as you lower yourself down. Drag yourself through, so really pull. It's a pull, not just a push. Lift your core, tailbone up high. Left leg, inhale. Bend the left knee, open the hip as you exhale. Straighten the leg up high. Look to your hands, long lunge, exhale. One time. So claw yourself into that deep lunge. Lift your hips, rock back, tuck your chin as you exhale. Inhale, come forward. The left arm lifts. It's a beautiful twist. Exhale, hand down. Back heel is flat. Push to the back leg as you lift up. Bend the front knee, get solid. One time. Inhale as you lift. Exhale, bend that front knee. You're evolving back, so reverse that warrior. Half moon. Left fingers to the floor. Right leg up nice and high. When you feel steady, lift up your right arm. I always like to look down for 99% of my half moons, and it doesn't matter as long as your neck is free. Now I really want to work on the stability and the strength. Take one more breath in, lift the leg up as high as you can. Spin your chest, come to your fingertips, you're in your standing split. Work your right glute. Squeeze your right glute. Get strong. So you're hugging the legs into the hip joints as you push out through the heels, which is a real challenging kind of cue. Start to spin your hands back like you're doing arrow. Bend your left knee and take a giant step back. Inhale, up and back into your crescent lunge. Exhale into your beautiful arrow. So palms face the floor in arrow to keep the chest open. Inhale, back leg is really strong. Like squeeze the quad, push it out through the back leg. Exhale, come forward. One more time, take a deep breath. Lift up, go back. Exhale, plant your hands on the floor. Left leg, inhale, up high. High push up, low push up. So toes on the floor, elbows tuck in. Pull through, squeeze the shoulder blades, then extend the elbows slightly for the triceps. Lift your hips, press back. Hopefully by now you're getting a little bit warmer. I'd like you to walk ever so slightly to the right side of your mat so you can see that I'm on the front half of it, so not in the midline. Take your right leg in there like we've been doing. Bend the right knee, open the hip, and then gently start to flip your dog. So flip dog is when both feet end up parallel and your knees are bending. Reach up through the tailbone and start to reach that hand back. Possibly your hands will spin and you'll end up in a wheel. So squeeze your glutes as you do that. Pull the shoulder blades sort of together, but not too much because arms are in flexion. So we don't want to have too much contraction or retraction in the shoulder blades. Be strong as you breathe in. Exhale fully. Gently start to spin yourself back. So you'll need to reset your left hand as you lift your right arm up. Come into side plank. So feel free to stay in side plank for our first one. Pull in through the core. Maybe look up, maybe look down. Breath in. Place your hands on the floor. Walk back to the center as you inhale. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, come forward and up. Exhale, press back. Right leg again. So lift the right leg up. So bend the knee, open the hip, don't flip it. Straighten the leg as you inhale. Giant lunge. Lunge deeply. Inhale, pull yourself through. Exhale, tailbone back. Right hand to the floor as you exhale. Back heel is solid. Pivot around for warrior two legs. Lift on the inhale. Bend the front knee. Keep that knee wide. Reverse back as you inhale. Half moon again. So spin forward. Try not to drag your back leg up the mat. Try and lift it in one movement. Push down through the floor. Lift your arms strongly as you inhale. Now we're coming around to standing split, and this time do your standing split with your hands off the floor. So much more strength required for the standing leg. So really think that you won't be able to lift the leg as high. That's fine. Once again, bend the knee. We're going back to arrow. So as you exhale, spin the palms down, step back. One time only as you inhale. This time, bring your palms together and do a little twist around to the front. So it's like a prayer twist. From your prayer twist, place your left hand on the ground, then your right hand coming into side crow with legs extended. So push out through your legs just for 3. Be strong as you push through your arms for 2. One more breath. Pivot that back leg strongly. Let yourself roll into a bent knee. Take an inhale. Exhale, press back into dog pose. Now walk ever so slightly toward the left side of your mat. Be solid, really strong through your right arm. Left leg in there as you inhale. Bend the knee, open the hip. Gently start to flip your dog. So wild thing is when one leg is straight, flip dog, both legs end up as if you're in a wheel. That's a really good practice. Start to be strong and reach back with your left arm. Maybe you can spin your hands around. Take a big breath in. Be really solid through your glutes. Push up to your arms. Take one more breath. And then very gently, you're going to pivot yourself back. So that means moving your right hand. Spin yourself up and over. I'll fix that up in a minute. And then reach yourself into a nice, solid, strong, beautiful side plank. So from your side plank, you've got to be super solid in your floor arm. Take one more breath in. And then as you breathe out, set yourself into the center of the mat. Inhale, then exhale. Inhale to your up dog, through your vinyasa. Exhale. Left leg again, so inhale your left leg in the air. Bend the left knee and open the hip. Straighten the leg. Step it all the way through. Lunge deeply as you breathe in. Lift and rock back as you exhale. Come forward, back heel flat for warrior. Back leg strong, like suck it all the way into the hip as you exhale. Good, take a big breath and reach back. Half moon. Touch your fingers to the floor again. Lift that leg up as high as you can. Be strong, so the belly is on. You're like a starfish of energy. You want to be as steady as you can through both legs as you inhale. Pivot. This time, come to your standing split without your hands on the floor. So you really start to feel a lot of work happening in the ankle. That's fine. But remember, the solidness comes from the whole leg. If the back leg is floppy, you'll fall. So be strong in the back leg. Start to bend the front leg. Spin your hands back into your beautiful arrow. Touch down gently. Take an inhale as you lift. This time, palms together for a prayer twist. So we're coming into that side twisting bird, yeah? So take your right hand down, place your left hand down, and lift that back leg. Be strong through your legs, like really be strong. Push out through your legs for 3. Like squeeze your core for 2. Last one. So back leg touches, push off your left hand, and sink back down into your lunge. Take a breath in. Dog pose as you exhale. Stay here for 3 breaths in dog pose. I'm feeling nice and warm now. I hope you're feeling warm as well. So always feel free to
Do what you need to keep your body as mobile and strong and warm as you can. If my flow is too slow, add in some extra little bunny hops, which we are about to do now. So grip your hands, bring your feet together, just a couple of bunny hops just to keep warm. So first of all, just bend your knees and get the sense of a spring through your legs. When I watch people bunny hopping, they tend to donkey kick and flick one leg up. So bend your knees and spring forward and touch back. I'm touching back with my right leg. It's my weakest one. Spring, touch back. We'll do 3 more of those. Bend the knees, spring, touch back. We'll do 2 more. So really think about gripping with your hands, touch back. Last one, see if you can have a little bit of a hang and then bring your feet between your hands. Halfway lift, so hold the halfway lift. Pull the shoulders back, elongate your front body. And just think about being strong through the legs with soft knees, strong through the back. So we always say straight spine. It's not really straight though, but we are trying to keep our natural curves. So lift the tailbone, pull the shoulder blades. See if you can create as long a neutral spine as you can. Breath out, fold forward. Chair pose, bend the knees. Shoot your arms just horizontal for this one and sink. Now, I'm not a fan of sitting way back. I think it's good for ankle mobility to keep your knees forward. That's what we need to do to have strong legs. When you feel comfy, lift your arms. Breath in, exhale as you sink. Up and back, let's work some extension. Palms together if you want. Zip the front body up strongly. Exhale, any chair that works for you. Inhale, palms together. Front body beautifully open without compression in your back body. So back bending is all about opening your hip flexors and front body. It's not about scrunching, compressing the spine as you exhale. Good. Take an inhale. Lift your right leg in the air. Spin it around to an eagle and let your right arm come under if you want. Think about gluing your arms together, gluing your legs together, driving the foot down, extending the spine up. Take a big breath, start to bend a little deeper, but still keep the energy up out through the crown of the head. 1 more inhale. Exhale fully. Lift your knee back to your chest as you breathe in. Be as strong as you can. Take the left hand on the outside of the right knee and twist. So we've done a few twists. Reach that hand back in any sort of position you want. You can be palm down, palm up, palm sideways. Come to the front as you inhale. Beautiful. Really good control. If you can, tip to a warrior 3. So back leg is strong. You can point or flex the back leg. Reach your arms forward, making a beautiful capital T. Take a big breath in. Gently step back. Warrior 1. Back heel is flat. Bring your arms together. Lift up. Dive into your front knee like you really want to. Press that front toes forward. Drive that front knee forward. Lift up. Pull through your core. Up and back again. So an extending warrior 1. Exhale, bend. We're here for a few breaths. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. 1 more. Breath in. Open wide to warrior 2. Set your feet as much as you need to. Reverse back with your warrior. Side Parsvakonasana. So either full bind if you wish. If you're coming to a full bind, the body doesn't lean forward, so keep the top shoulder back, stay, or pivot. Lift the back heel, look down at your front foot. Step the back leg up, coming into standing bird. So fully load your right leg, lift up through your core. Left knee lifts. If you want to, you can extend that leg. So you've still got that line of energy up, just like you did in eagle. So crown of the head lifts away, but push down through the legs as well. So you're kind of trying to create as much height as you can. Gently bend that knee. Feet parallel at the front of the mat. So let your hands drop. You're in a Uttanasana or any other kind of forward bend that you want. I'm going to take my hands behind my back, squeeze my shoulder blades together, and let my arms drop. Take 3 breaths or 4 or 2. Whichever speed of breath works for you. Start to enjoy maybe the stretch through the front of the shoulder. But if you're quite mobile, you may not get much of a stretch sensation in your shoulders. Never force it. We're not looking for strong sensation in every pose. Sometimes it's a mild sensation. On your next exhale, release your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, plant your hands, low push-up, really strong through your core. Inhale, pull through to your up dog, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, press back to dog. Take your right leg in there as you inhale. Bring your right knee to your left elbow as you exhale. Inhale, stretch your right leg up. Take it to your right elbow. One more time. Inhale, stretch it up. Come forward and hover. Pivot your back heel to the ground. Use your left hand to hold onto the outside edge of your right foot. Reach it forward. Open your chest and really feel that you're being super solid through your floor arm, and maybe start to pull your top elbow over your head. Take a breath in. As you exhale, pull the knee to your chest. Strong breath in. Low push up as you exhale. Pull yourself through on your inhale. Dog pose. Hopefully you're nice and warm. Once again, bring your feet together. 5 little bunny hops, bend both knees. Spring, touch down. Bend your knees, spring, touch down. Just 3 more, play with it. And we're not doing it really to do handstands. You're doing it to get warm. Maybe there's a little bit of hang time. Last one. Bring your feet between your hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Bend the knees and come to chair. Utkatasana. Wherever your arms want to go. So think about belly in, bottom rib bone in, shoulder blades wrap. So spin them to the outside of your ribs so you get much more length without any jamming. Coming into eagle. So lift your left leg in the air, spin your left arm under your right, and find that eagle. So you want to sink into the bottom knee, but simultaneously really filling your spine. It's being pulled out of the pelvis. Really imagine your pelvis is like the root of a tree, and the spine is the trunk. So lift it up. At the same time, you're grounding right down through all the edges of your foot. One more breath in. Bend a little deeper as you exhale. Inhale, lift the knee up high, pause. Take the right hand onto the outside of the left knee. Spin yourself open. So in that beautiful twist, so down through your standing leg. So this is preparing you, for your standing bird. Hand in the back, anywhere you want. One more breath in. Exhale. Then lift your arms as you inhale. You've got your warrior 3 variation. So tip yourself to your capital T. Notice if the breath is changing. So trying to be solid through the body, but stable through the breath. One more breath in. Bend the knee. Step back to a deep warrior 1. Good, inhale. Bring your palms together if you want. Start to dive into your front knee and really try and square your hips. So rather than facing the side like warrior 2, body faces the front. Reach your arms up, pull in the belly. Maybe go up and back a little if that feels good for you. Steady, stable breath. So some of the poses we hold a little longer, and some of the poses we move in and out of. So you're building different kinds of strength. You're working on flexibility and mobility in different ways, whether you're still or not. Inhale as you lift and go wide to warrior 2. Adjust your feet as much as you need to. Take a breath and you're going to come into your side angle. And a bind is there if you want. Pull the left shoulder back. Pull the right shoulder forward. And keep that positioning. Lift your back heel. If you want to step up, you're going to come to standing bird. So press down through your left leg as strongly as you can. Lift up with your right knee. Crown of the head lifts. And you can reach that foot up if it feels comfy for you. But we're really trying to get a long spine. Great standing glute work as well. So think about the quad on the standing leg is working. One more breath in. And very gently bend that knee. Step yourself back down. Release your hands to the floor. So we're going to do a bird pose. So bring your hands flat. Bend your knees and hug them into your armpits or onto the triceps if you prefer. Just press strongly, lift 1 or 2 legs up, push through the floor. So you're trying to push the floor away as you lift the body up. And don't worry if your arms aren't straight, you're just sort of working that energy of straightness.
Step or jump back to low push-up when you're ready. Inhale, up dog or cobra. If you're a little bit over your up dog, exhale. Press back. Take your left leg in there as you inhale. Bend the knee and open the hip as you exhale. Straighten on the inhale. Come forward and touch over towards your right elbow. Inhale, lift that leg all the way up. Exhale, touch your left elbow. Inhale, lift it all the way up. Come back to your right side, pivot the back heel strongly, bring the knee to your chest, grab your right hand onto your left foot, start to reach the arm and pull the elbow back as you really push out through both legs. So the stronger you can be in your legs, the better. Tuck the knee to your chest, exhale, low push up. Inhale, come up into your cobra. Exhale, back into dog. Once again, bring your feet together. 5 little bunny hops to keep you warm. Bend the knees, spring, touch down. Bend your knees, spring, touch down. 3 more. And you'll find when you start doing bunny hops, it's like you do 20 and someone else is having more hang time and they're doing 2. Don't let that worry you. Walk your feet up to your hands once again. Open your feet to hip width. Another variation of our forward bend, Padangustasana if you wish to. So you use your 2 fingers, wrap them under your big toes. Push your big toe into the ground as you pull it up, so build some strength in your feet. Draw the shoulders together, so shoulder blades back. Lengthen your spine, look forward as you inhale. Exhale, fold. So once again, we've been moving. Here's your moment just to be a little bit more steady with your breath. Notice the sensations. So the first phase of our yoga practice is just about noticing the sensations. What physical sensations are in your body. So we want to have a movement that creates sensation without creating stress. Not every sensation is useful. Learning to differentiate, is it muscles, ligaments, tendons, nerves? What am I actually manipulating and moving? Take an inhale as you release. Walk your feet back together. Exhale. Grab a hold of your right big toe and place your left hand on your hip and bring yourself up into a standing straight leg raise. Just horizontal for this one. And take a couple of breaths there, lifting up through the crown. And then take your left arm in the air as well and just feel that and start to reach your right leg higher. Spin it out to the side. Good, so this is where you can look forward, you can look sideways. So keep it really nice and high. And then spin that leg behind you and step back to your warrior 2, opening your arms. So side angle, this time for a hold. So maybe place your hand on the inside or the outside. Press your left hip forward. Reach your right arm up and over. So you're creating as much length as you can down the side body. Breath in every time you pull that shoulder, that top one backward. Breath out, push your front knee into your bottom arm and bend it more. Stay really long, warrior 2, as you inhale. Good. One more breath in. Straighten everything up. Reach forward, it's triangle. So either hand on the inside, on the outside, on your big toe. That's another variation for you. And you're really trying to lengthen your underneath waist. So that means you need to tuck that hip under. But it doesn't kind of matter too much where the pelvis angle is, as long as your lower back is feeling safe. And you'll find different length arms and different length legs will make a difference. Bend the knee as you exhale. Inhale, bring yourself up. Pivot both feet to the front. Reach up as you breathe in. Hands behind the back as you exhale. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Look up. Forward bend. Exhale. If your head touches the ground, that's fine. You can bring the arms right over your head if you wish to for 3 breaths. So you're anchoring down through your feet. You're trying to lift your inner arches. Trying to roll the tailbone up.
And exhale, release your hands. Take your fingers to the floor, take a lateral lunge to one side, come through the center. Lateral lunge to the other side, come through the center. Do that 2 more, starting to sink a little bit lower. And on your next one, when you sink, let the ball of the foot pivot and sink yourself down a little bit lower. So you're working your way into a nice deep squat. You can let that foot pivot a little bit if you want to. It's kind of up to you, but as long as that knee is tracking with that toe. Come through the center. Good. Lift the ball of the other one. Rock yourself across. See how you feel. It's quite often you're going to have variations between your feet and your ankle mobility. So you're still trying to get that knee tracking over the toe. Breath in. Pivot yourself around to the front of the room. Exhale and take the back knee down. Ease yourself up into a beautiful kneeling lunge. Take your back leg arm, your right arm up. Stretch laterally, which means that side bend. If you'd like to take your left hand and hold onto your right wrist and pull it right across, you can. Lift up, more side bend than back bend, super strong through your legs. It's okay, let this knee fall forward a little bit. You know, gone are the days of rigidly saying that it had to be back. It's okay. It's okay for the ankle, it's okay for the knee, and release. Grab a hold of your back foot, pull it in and sink. So you're still sinking the hip, but you're pulling the core in. Feel free to wrap your elbow around. Feel free to reach your top arm up. Maybe there's a back bend. Maybe it's more neutral for you. Take a couple of breaths, being really strong. Reach that top arm up. And then exhale, hands to the floor. Lift the back knee as you breathe in. Dog pose as you exhale. Vinyasa if you wish to. So high push-up, inhale. Finish the exhale. Let's not hover. Let's not go too fast through the bottom of our push-up like so many of us like to. Lift the hips. Exhale, rock back. In your dog pose, stretch your arms. Be nice and strong through the upper body. So you're wrapping the shoulder blades wide. Lift your tailbone again. Just sort of notice what you've managed to do to yourself in the last 30 or so minutes and how your body started to feel. So look to your hands, take one little spring and land gently between your hands. Inhale as you halfway lift. Exhale as you fold. Open your feet to hip width apart. Slide your hands underneath your feet for Padahastasana or any variations that you want to. I like to pivot my wrists around and loosen them up a little bit in this position and then bend and pull them out to the outside sometimes as well. Halfway lift when you breathe in. Exhale, fold. Maybe tuck your chin to your chest. The knees have a little tiny softness in them. You want to get the stretch in the back of the thighs, but you don't want sensation right up near your sit bones. So the muscle belly is where we're seeking to get the stretch. Don't really want to stress where the muscles insert into the bones, that's the tendon. And it's a bit more vulnerable to being overstressed and a little bit more slow to healing. On your inhale, look forward, halfway lift, release your hands, feet together as you exhale. Grab a hold of your left big toe in that little peace finger grip. Take your right hand onto your hip. Lift your left leg in the air and just hold it at 90 degrees and grow your spine really tall. So start by grounding down through your right leg, squeeze the right quad, lift and lengthen through the crown. And then from there, reach up nice and tall with your arm and start to lift the leg as high as you can. So start to bring it up. At the same time, lift your head high. Spin the leg out to the side. So you might need to bend the elbow and you're in that beautiful strength and mobility all in one go. So my wall's in the way, but you're going to extend that leg back and step wide into a big, deep warrior two. And as you inhale, reverse back, side angle to hold. So bring your right hand inside or outside, fingertip or palm. Pull the left shoulder blade in toward the spine. Draw your left arm bone back and then reach your arm over your head. So be anchored and strong. So here you want to see if you can actually do it without having any support on the floor hand. So the floor hand is not what you're leaning on, but you can use the floor hand to assist the alignment. So not to force the range, but to control the alignment. Strong with your legs. Take a breath in.
Bend the knee a little bit more as you exhale. Keep it bent. Inhale, come up into your warrior. Then exhale, straighten that leg. You're coming to a triangle. So lengthen the spine as you breathe in. Reach forward. So there's those options. You can do the big toe grab if you wish to. You know, have the hand on the front or at the back. And remember this knee, keep it soft. So we're never buckling the knee back. We don't want to push the shin bone to the floor. But as much as you can, keep strong and long underneath your waist. Elongate through both sides of the rib cage. Pull in through the core, breath in. As you exhale, gently bend the front knee. Inhale, lift up into your warrior. Straighten both legs, pivot your feet, so Prasarita again. Hands on your hips, pull your elbows back as you make your feet parallel like little train lines. Push your hip back, exhale, fold forward. Different variation if you want to grab your big toes. Inhale, lengthen and open the front body. Exhale, pull yourself down, and you can do this one looking forward as well. So sometimes we let the head drop down instead of preparing for Tadasana, but it's also a good plan to really work the elongation of the spine. So you're reaching the tailbone behind you and lifting up and lengthening for a breath in. And then exhale, release. Take a little lunge across to the back of your mat again. Spin through the center, lunge to the front of your mat again. One more time each way. We're not here for as long. We've already done it. Pivot to the front of the room. Pivot all the way around. Drop your back knee to the ground. Slide up into a kneeling lunge. So lengthen your spine. Press the back hip bone forward. Left arm reaches. Gently let yourself stretch to the side. If you want to, you can grab a hold of that wrist. And the idea is to pull it up diagonally. So you still want to keep some space on the right side of your back. So as you do that lateral bend, there's a lift up and out of it. Be really anchored through your feet. Be as strong as you can through your feet. And then gently release. Lift your back knee, also your back foot. Squeeze it into your tail. Press forward. And you can pivot that back hand around if you wish to. Coming into a beautiful quad stretch. And reach that front arm up. You can go back if you want to, or you can just stay in that long neutral. So at the same time, bend your front knee. As you bend your front knee, pull the back heel in. Should be a beautiful quad stretch. Take one more breath in. And then gently release your hands down. Lift the back knee as you inhale. Step back into dog pose as you exhale. Should be feeling good by now. So we've done a lot of up work and down work. You've done some bunny hops for some strength and some warmth. Now we're going to come into a dolphin. So let your hands stay parallel and wide. Drop your forearms to the floor and push back through your tailbone so you can bend your knees quite a long way. Lift the tailbone up. Press yourself back. And then maybe just walk one heel down to feel a beautiful calf stretch and pedal across to the other side. And then gently come back to the center. From here, lift both elbows simultaneously. Press your heels back. Good. Inhale, come forward. Simultaneously lower your elbows to the ground. Press back into your dolphin. Good. Lift both elbows off the ground into dog. Come forward into a high push-up. Push back into dolphin, both elbows touching together. Press off your elbows. Come forward into a high push-up. Pop both elbows down. Press back into a dolphin. Really good strength. Lift both elbows together. Hold your high push-up this time. So really zip up through the front body. Pull in through the belly. Be as strong and as steady as you can. Take 3 more breaths. So just working strength. Before I work ourselves onto the belly, to do some back extension work and have a strong, strong core. Carry yourself down with control. Lie yourself on your mat. So I'm going to start with a Pilates-based strength exercise for our glutes, which is a good preparation for both. So walk your feet wide and your knees wide. Bend both knees and press your heels together. And you'll notice that pushing my heels in and my knees are bending. Pull the core inside your body, strong in the abs. Elbows are going to make like a capital T. Head is just off the floor and the back of the neck is long. Press your heels together. Float your thighs in the air. Now when you do that, the lower back is not going into a great big extension. Muscles are on, isometrically stabilizing and holding, but the movement is coming from the glutes and the hamstrings as you lift your thighs without rolling the pelvis. If that feels steady, start to float both arms up, squeeze the shoulder blades together. It's a really good preparation for bow where you're not sitting on your belly. And now extend the hands behind. Hold your hands like we did in Prasarita in our forward bend. Push your fist back and just start to lift the thighs. Pull the heels in towards your butt. Squeeze your heels together. Make that whole back body strong. And then exhale. Thighs down, hands down. Turn the head to one side. Take a nice deep breath. Let your body relax for a moment. And then repeat. So hands back into your right ankle position. Bend your knees again. Press your heels together. Lift your core. Squeeze the thighs off the floor. Now if you feel really steady and you can lift your arms comfortably, you can take your hands back. So you can see how this is preparation for bow. If you want to move to bow, you must bring the knees back in and take the heels wide. You can hold onto your feet or your heels. And as you come into your bow, you'll notice that I'm still pulling my belly in. So I'm not just sitting on the gut. So there's a lot of strength. Doesn't matter how much it bends. It's about strength. It's not about range here. It's about being solid. Release one leg. Release the other. Spin your palms. So Shalabhasana, but we're not just sitting on the gut still. So it's really Pilates variation where the belly is on. We're working the glutes and the upper back. Exhale and release. Spin your hands underneath your armpits again. Gently do a little cobra. Push up into all fours. Knees together. Press back. Pose of the child. How good does it feel in pose of the child? Let your forehead rest on the ground. Take a nice deep breath and bring ourselves into some stretching. More passive. The body should be warm and willing. Slide up onto all fours. We're going to work our way into a very simple pigeon pose. So there's so many ways to do this. You can have the heel in close to your groin. You can pull that heel forward. And the most important thing is there's no stress on the knee. There's no stress in the lower back and your SI joints. And there's no stress in the back knee. So I prefer my heel tucked in slightly. My glutes are not as mobile to keep my spine long if I pull that heel too far forward. Take a breath in and then just fold forward if you feel comfortable. You can gently press down to your forearms and sort of pull yourself through at the same time. You can be engaged here, or if you wish to, you can fold your forearms inward and let your head just rest on your forearms. And so now you just observe the sensation again. And as you observe the sensation, notice if the breath is feeding your relaxation or whether the breath is a little stressed and tight. Or on the other hand, whether the breath is just totally lazy and drifted away. So you anchor yourself into the body by anchoring yourself into the breath. The only way you can anchor yourself into your breath is by having an awareness of the breath. So you need to follow it, feel the flow. It's a good little journey into softness, the inhale and the exhale. Take a couple more breaths and just let that hip sink. Walk your hands back, reach yourself up nice and high as you breathe in. Take the back leg, spin it all the way around, coming into a little twist. So square both hips to the floor, lift and lengthen through your spine. You can wrap the hand or the forearm around the knee. Keep the left hip bone on the ground. I use my right arm as a prop. No need to force the twist. Elongate. Belly is on. Lower back is not designed to twist a great deal, so keep it solid. And just feel the ribs spinning gently over the top without any stress or force. And then exhale, come back to the center. Bring your left leg on top of your right and you're coming into your seated cow pose. Yeah, so you want to be as square as you can through your hips and a beautiful triangular shape. with the knee sitting on top of the knee. You can sit up tall. You can fold forward if you like to, and there's also the bind. So if your left knee is on top, the right arm goes in the air and behind the head. The left arm goes behind the back and up. Elongate your whole upper body as you fold forward, and take 3 to 5 breaths. So at the same time that you're folding forward and relaxing, you're still strong and engaged through your feet. So the feet push into the floor and the front body is open. So there's still engagement. We're not just falling forward. There's a little bit of strength happening. And when you're ready, lift the head and lift the top elbows. You come up with a long spine. As you breathe in, release. As you exhale, plant your hands. Roll forward, gently jump to nice controlled low push-up. Inhale into your up dog. Lift your core. Exhale, press back. Bring your left leg forward this time. Left leg. And really reach out through the back leg. Such an instructor. I think of my left and my right as being the other side. So remember, I like to do this with my heel in just a little bit. You can either tuck that back toe or you can release that back toe. So lift yourself up, walk yourself forward, pop onto your forearms. Make sure you're as square as you can. You can stay here. You can claw your forearms backward. Draw your ribs forward if you wish, or you can just fold the arms and let your upper body fall down. And I encourage you to explore. Play with different movements. And always explore and play with a great deal of awareness. So every cue that I give is based on anatomy. So I've spent a long time studying anatomy to make sure that the safety element is always being addressed. So I've learnt my cues from reading textbooks and feeling it in my body and looking at bodies. I've not learnt my cues by just mirroring what other people have said, which is a good place to start. But you really want to make sure that you understand the practical application of everything you're saying, that you understand the structural component of every pose that you're in. Gently inhale as you lift. Once again, you're going to take that back leg, cross it all the way around, square and center your hips as best you can. You're coming into your cow face pose. So once again, you want to be squared off through the hips and a beautiful triangle shape through the legs. And maybe just sitting like that is a good enough one for you. If you want to do the bind, left arm goes up and back, right arm comes in and under. Open your chest as you breathe in, fold forward as you breathe out. You're still a little bit engaged, you're not just floppy. You're still trying to be strong through your legs as you lengthen through the upper body. That sense of control is always there. And how is the breath? Notice if you hold it. Sometimes you'll hold it when you're stretching too deeply. To come out of this position, lift your head and feel what that does to the back, yeah? So you lift your head and you lift your top elbow. You're coming up with a straighter spine, which is safer for the back. It's always with more control. Untangle. Plant your hands, step or jump back. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. How is that dog pose feeling now? So spread the fingers wide, lengthen through the spine. Enjoy that beautiful sensation of being long. So we're always creating space in all our yoga positions. Space. It's not just about flexibility or softness. Yeah, that balance. We're looking for the balance where you've got mobility. So mobility is not about how far you move, it's how comfortably you move from place to place. Come onto your knees and kneel. Tuck your toes under to start with. Roll yourself up so you're in a nice kneeling position. And if you'd like, a few variations of camel. So hands can go down onto the tailbone, pull your elbows in, lift the chest up, but keep the belly on, and start to arch back gently. So that can be as far as you go. Now squeeze the glutes for stability. Tuck the chin if you wish to, and you can bring a hand back or both hands back. Press the thigh bones forward. I'm not a fan of collapsing the neck, but some people like to. We know that the tiny little vertebral bones in the neck are not really suited to jamming into deep extension. But everywhere you are, you want to be solid, so my breath should be pretty steady so I can talk to you comfortably. Talking comfortably means that you're comfortable in your body. Pull from the core, slowly roll yourself back up. Press your feet back onto the mat, heels back, arms forward, pose of the child. Let your forehead rest and just feel that tingling energy that's been generated from backward bending. So I like to break my backward bending up sometimes and just create enough backward bending that I feel alive and vibrant. Not so much that I feel shattered and tired. Inhale, lift yourself up. So if you'd like to do a Virasana, you want to roll the calf out, and so you bring your tailbone in between and your feet need to face the same way. So when your toes go out, that's called a W sit. It's not recommended because you've got internal rotating thigh and externally rotating shin, which is a rotational force on the knee. And the knee, structurally, that means how the bones are put together, has the capacity for rotation, but functionally, which is how we move it, the knee really is a hinge. You really want to move it just in a forward and back position. So with this one, you also want to tuck your tailbone under, and you can roll yourself back down. You can come to your elbows if you wish, and if you feel really comfortable, you can walk yourself down and try and flatten your pelvis. Your hands can be down by your hips, sometimes that's good. And a tip for this one is to push your feet into the floor so you're actually engaging and squeeze your glutes. So if you squeeze your glutes, you'll tend to have more movement or looseness or relaxation in the hip flexors. The concept of reciprocal inhibition, that means to reciprocate is opposite. Inhibit means to switch off. So if you squeeze your glutes, you'll switch off the opposite muscles, which are your hip flexors. There's a few little games like that that you can play. So think about relaxing. You can take your arms above your head as well. And if you do that, keep the ribs down for a better stretch in the hip flexor. I know some people like to let the ribs poke up. Depends on the goal. So every cue I'm giving you, there's a specific reason. And the reason I'm getting the ribs down is that we know the psoas comes from T12, L1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you let the ribs pop, you won't be putting the same stretch on the psoas. Just take a couple more breaths in that position. And just start to feel that beautiful stretch in your quads as you exhale. Come up with control. So I like to press through both elbows, walk onto my hands and slide myself up. Come up and over from your knees so they're nice and loose. And just bring your legs behind you and press yourself up onto all fours. So on your all fours position, we started with a beautiful little cat curl. Let's progress back into some cat curls. So lifting the ribs, tucking the chin and rolling. And then as you inhale, lift your tailbone. Feel that ripple run through your belly. Feel that ripple run through the thoracic area. Feel the ripple run through the neck. So sometimes you can focus on this one from the head end as well. So tuck the head, lift the ribs, and you can focus in 4 different ways in the cat curl. You can focus with the back and the front of the body. So this time, lift the tailbone and just be aware of the front of your body. Like feel the belly, keep the muscles on, feel the ribs drop, feel the chest open, feel the neck become long, and gently lift the chin. So that's focusing on the front body. Or you can focus just on the head and the tail. So tuck the head under and get a sense of the head controlling the movement. And as the head tucks, you'll feel the ribs lift. And then you get to the end of the lower back and you feel the tailbone tuck. There's so many little games that you can play. This is your last one. Should feel really set and steady. We're bringing ourselves to our last few deep stretches now. So walk yourself forward. Cross your feet, come over onto your tailbone. Take your right leg out in front. Janu Shirshasana. Square your hips, take a breath in as you lift. As you exhale, come forward. You can grab anywhere you want to. You can pull your elbows. You can look forward in this one. You can peel and let yourself fall forward. You can press the heel away from you for more calf. You can squeeze the quad for more hamstring. Take 2 more breaths in, so just feel that beautiful release. Maybe it's calf for you, maybe it's back, maybe it's hamstring. Exhale fully. As you inhale, lift up, place your left hand on the floor, sweep your right arm, the beautiful kneeling variation of a side stretch, and exhale, sink yourself back down. Change sides. Janu Shirshasana. So inhale as you lengthen, exhale as you press forward, and once again either press your elbows down or lengthen and look through as you breathe in. Exhale and fold if you wish to, and breathe. Notice how your body's possibly become just a little bit more calm, just a little bit more still. 2 more breaths. And then exhale. As you inhale, lift up, plant your hands, sweep your arm, open the body, have this beautiful side stretch. Exhale, gently sink yourself down. Take your right leg, cross it over your left, and tuck the left heel in for your last little kneeling twist. So press through the back hand, lift the front arm, pivot the ribs, and spin around. So you breath in, you've got that extension. The back arm is the prop that really helps you, and the front arm is the binding, the twisting, the anchoring, the lever that allows a little rotation. And then gently untuck. Take both feet out in front of you. Paschimottanasana. Inhale as you lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Grab anywhere you can. Take a breath in as you look through. Exhale, tuck your chin to your chest. Gently look forward as you inhale. Slide the hands beside you. Bend the knees. Engage your core. Slowly release yourself back down. Take your hands behind. Sweep around and hug the knees into your chest for a nice tuck. Hold on to your right knee. Stretch your left leg out on the ground. Big circle with that right thigh 1 or 2 times. And you're going to come into a twist. So this one doesn't really flow. You've got to lift the hips and shift yourself so you're right on the side edge of your body as you gently press down through your right knee. You can turn your head away. You can look up. Sort of play between your airborne shoulder, and your airborne knee. So it's kind of like a seesaw. Let the body soften and just find that angle where everything relaxes a little more. Feel free to close your eyes and drift a little bit. Hopefully you're beautifully and warm, so remember practicing in the heat. Crank that heater up. It's much more forgiving on the muscles. Come back through the center. Pivot yourself so you're flat on the tailbone. Extend the right leg in the air. Maybe hold on to your hamstring. Maybe hold on to your toe and just feel that stretching the hamstring. We did a standing balance. We did the side, so grab a hold of that foot, possibly pull it out to the side a little bit. It's that beautiful long stretch to finish with. Bend that knee. Good, change legs. You're coming into your twist. So left leg to your chest, couple of circles in and out just to mobilize through the hip. And we're going to work into the twist, so you need to pick the hips up, come right over onto your side body. Bring that knee up and across and just play again between airborne shoulder and airborne knee. There's no need to force anything, but you still got that lengthening energy, so still try and reach your tailbone towards your heels, crown of the head toward the top edge of your mat. And breathe. Slide yourself to your back, hamstring stretch to finish. So left leg in the air, hold on to your calf or hold on to your big toe and reach out to your right leg. So you want to be strong and as steady as you can. Just for your last big full stretch, let that leg pop out to the side. Be anchored through your floor leg at the same time. And then bend that knee. ease yourself into any kind of a shavasana that you want to. So you have your feet together in a butterfly if that feels comfortable for you. You can place your hands on your belly if that's a nice way for you to relax, or extend your legs out in front of you. Close your eyes. And now's your opportunity to let your body settle into the floor. There's nowhere to fall anymore. So there's actually no need to have your skeletal muscles working. So notice the tension that's in the muscles and see if you can relax them a little bit more. It's kind of like you're turning a dimmer switch down. So take your awareness around the joints, let your toes relax, feet and ankles. Soften the calves and quads. Switch off the glutes. Awareness up through the front body. Feeling it be soft. Notice if there's tension in your belly. If there is, slow the breath and focus on a longer exhale. Relax from armpit to armpit. Relax down the length of your arms. Relax your fingers. Relax your face. And sometimes a fairly strong practice is useful because it brings you to a comfortable relaxation at the end. So stay there for 5 or so more breaths. Stay there as long as you need. Positive self-chatter is useful. Or maybe use this moment just to notice the breath. Or maybe use this moment to notice the thoughts. If you need to move, wiggle your toes and fingers. Whatever you need to do, what is the best way for you to come out of a quiet moment? Feel free to stretch and lengthen. And maybe press yourself up into a seated position. It's always nice to finish seated. And notice the changes that you've given to your body. So elongate your neck, roll the shoulders back, open the chest. Take a breath in. Gently drop the chin to your chest. I hope your day is filled with energy and sunshine and joy. Thank you for participating. Have the most wonderful day, everyone. Namaste.